Welcome to myGSPN Live. You're here with your host, Robert Brown. And this show is brought to you by GardenGrocer.com. If you're in the Disney area and, want to save time, save money, save energy, less hassle with the kids, then go to www.gardengrocer.com. Place an order for snacks, beverages, food, whatever you need, and we'll deliver it right to your resort at the time of your arrival.
Save money and eat what you like while you're still on vacation.
Yes. Let's jump into baseball. We've got districts coming up for baseball, and we're getting close to the end where we're about to crown a champion in all our state categories. So
yeah, these rankings are nice, huh?
Yeah.
To jump straight in, dive in, we're going to go to Class 9A, Region 1, District 2. So these are the high seeds quarterfinals right now that we're going to be talking about.
Seminole beat Lyman 10-0. Who's not much of a game, but
blowout.
DeLand beat University School 3-2. That was a much closer game. You see a real close one-score game and a 10-0 game that probably didn't even go into extra innings.
And what you also got to think about, the games that are being played in the district. Some schools, they weren't playing that good. For example, Lyman all season had a rough year, but just because it was in that district, it still had to play that preliminary game to maybe advance or help the other team in their district advance as well.
There's games that will be happening tomorrow, Wednesday, May 3rd. DeLand will take on Spruce Creek. Seminole will take on Lake Mary. Championship for that game will be May 4th at Sanford Memorial Stadium. We've been up there a few times. Yeah. Championship will be at 7 o'clock. So if you're out in the area, if you're a fan of any of these teams, please go check them out, and we'll try to update you as much as we can on all our social medias and on the show tomorrow.
Of course, and now going into District 3, still in 9A, it's going to be out of Popka on April 30th. Wekiva play Lake Brantley. And then Wednesday on May 2nd, which is actually tomorrow night, is going to be at 4 p.m. West Orange versus Olympia.
And we weren't able to get the Wekiva's score, but as soon as we get that again, we'll be updating both our social medias and our regular page.
It's even crazy because Lake Brantley most likely won, so it doesn't.
It doesn't. We have an alum here, but we hope the best.
I do. Now, but enough
with
all that.
Championship game will be Friday, May 4th, like you said, at 7:30.
Yeah.
District 4, we've got Freedom beat Oak Ridge, another 10-0 score. Dr. Phillips beat Lake Nona 14-0. So, these two teams look to be playing
amazing.
Yeah, reaching their peak.
Yeah, DP's getting back to their shape, Hopefully we get to see them at regionals. They're playing real awesome.
And, it actually was a little bit of an upset. DP was the lower seed. Lake Nona was the 4th seed. So, a small upset. I've got to cover Dr. Phillips a few times this year, and, with the pitching that they have with Whitehead and some of the other guys, they are a fantastic group. And I'm very surprised that they did, they're as far down as the 5th seed.
Oh, yeah, I definitely agree. But then again, you also got to think about their district. These are guys that are playing Cypress Creek, they're playing Boone, all these, Cypress Creek being the number 1 seed in their own district. A tough team. If you guys were paying attention on our rankings for baseball, this is a team that was jumping in and out of our top 5, top 10 category all the time. And but enough of all that, to Region 2, still in 9A district, going into District 5, which is going to be all games played at Haines City.
Yes.
It's going to be tonight. Starts at 4 p.m. Ridge against Gateway, which is in Kissimmee. And then at 7 p.m. is going to be Haines City against Osceola.
Yeah, so these should be some very exciting games. And the championship will be Thursday, May the 3rd at 7:30 p.m. again at Haines City. District 6, we've got actually yesterday, we again don't have these scores, but University School took on Colonial. We'll get those scores in as soon as we can. The championship game for this with teams like Timber Creek, Winter Park, University, Colonial, Oviedo.
All these players, these are good schools.
Yeah. The championship game for this district will be May 4th at 7 o'clock p.m. again at Colonial.
And it's going to be exciting. We have former state champs in that district.
Yes.
Talking about Timber Creek, of course, and I think they're my favorite for that district.
And a school like Winter Park, who, they're known for having, a good basketball program, but also a very good baseball program. So any given year, once you get to these elimination rounds, any team can win, especially a team like Winter Park, who has the power to, upset some teams.
Of course, and I feel like in all the 9A, that's the one region that, it should be looked out for the state championship.
And we go to 8A, slightly smaller group, but some great teams. We had a very close play-in game yesterday. Lake Mineola defeated Ocoee 8-7. to join the rest of the teams. They'll take on Buchholz at 4 p.m. today. East Ridge will take on Ocala Forest at 7 p.m. These games are at Ocala Forest.
And the championship is also going to be at 7 p.m. So tune in which teams are going to be playing for the championship for that area.
I have, East Ridge, hopefully.
Your former school? No.
I went there, so I have to. Also, Lake Minneola, my little brothers are alums from there, so either one wins, I'm happy.
I don't think so. Lake Minneola played horrible baseball this year.
They did.
They weren't expecting the results that, both the coach and themselves wanted us players and, for their teammates as well. So actually getting that win against Ocoee was truly a blessing.
That was huge.
It was truly a blessing, and it was huge for that team to, get the opportunity to show and showcase actually their talent and
keep playing now.
Keep playing. Exactly. That's what it's all about.
Let's skip down to Region 2, District 5. Games will be hosted at Sickles. The first game, which will be played today at 7 p.m., is Steinbrenner versus Plant. Should be a very exciting game. The championship game for this region, this bracket, will be Thursday, May the 3rd, games again at Sickles. So if you're in the area, please go catch it.
And Tampa area has a lot of talent.
It does. It always has, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon, especially with the couple teams that have been put out this year.
I agree. And, going into Region 3, District 9, which is all the games are going to be played at Winter Springs High School, is yesterday, to be in fact, Monday, April 30th. Again, we don't have the scores for these teams that play, but it was Evans at Edgewater.
Yes.
And tonight, 4 p.m. and 7 p.m., we're also going to have two games. First one's going to be Haggerty taking on Edgewater or Evans. Yeah. Again, we'll get you those scores right away when we're possible for that. And the other one is going to be at 7 p.m. It's going to be Winter Springs playing Lake Howell at Winter Springs. So, again, like we said earlier, if you're in that area, make sure you catch and tune in into those games and catch us on our next show for the live scores of what's happening now.
We go to District 10 at Windermere. East River yesterday took on Liberty, defeated them 5-2. It was a very close game, a little closer than a 3-run deficit difference made it look like. But East River moves on to take on Windermere Wednesday at 4 p.m. Today's celebration will take on St. Cloud at 4:30, and the championship game will be at 4:30 on Friday, May the 4th.
But again, don't remember tomorrow. Again, we also have a game.
Yes.
So East River versus Windermere.
Yes. Games hosted at Lakeland, District 11. Lakeland itself will take on Bartow at 7:30, and at 4 o'clock, Kathleen will take on George Jenkins. So again, exciting games all over the state, all over the Central Florida area from teams that we've covered, most of the year since we've been doing our baseball rankings and diving into these teams.
No, and these teams, there's 3 teams out of these 4 teams that were in the top 20 rankings for us. To not, to exclude the last 5 that we're talking about, but Lakeland, Bartow, George Jenkins, being great schools and having great programs in baseball and other sports. So it's going to be an awesome, little District 11 matchup right here to, watch, look forward to, and even, follow up with us to give you the live scores and the latest live lookings for that as well.
Definitely. We want to drop down to 5A District 7. We've got games at 7:30, 2 games at 7:30. South Lake, another Claremont Groveland school, local area school, will play Winter Haven, and Lake Region will take on Lake Gibson. Again, I can't stress how exciting these games are for these young men who, they're competing for a chance to win a trophy and get a championship. So it's a huge accomplishment for them to be able to play and hopefully to win and go on. Championship game will be May 3rd at Lake Region at 7 p.m. We drop down to Class 6A. We start with District 5, games hosted at Bellevue. We've got a 2-time state champion in basketball with Leesburg. They haven't, necessarily been known for baseball throughout their history, but definitely a team.
It's pretty exciting to see them there.
Yeah.
Pretty much. You're former basketball players, so you like seeing them when we talk about basketball. But me, I love baseball. Growing up with baseball, I like underdogs, and I feel like in this district, Leesburg is kind of like an underdog.
Yes.
Being known for other sports, kind of like football, basketball, and now they're growing in baseball, which is awesome.
And hopefully they'll, can continue to get to the championship game, which will be May 3rd at 7 o'clock again at Bellevue. We have some very exciting games from some really big rivals in District 10 when Poinciana takes on Lake Wells and Sebring and Arbondale face off.
Arbondale and Lake Wells are really good teams. But again, Sebring and Poinciana are also good teams because we're talking about, district.
Yes.
These teams made it this far. So, again, they're all good in each of their unique way, and that's why they made it this far in their rankings for their district and for these games, respectively.
We drop down to District 6, games hosted at Tavares. This is that upper Lake County kind of area where Mount Dora beat Eustis yesterday 6-3. Umatilla also took on the Villages. We don't have that score in, but again, we'll get that for you. Championship game for that will be at Tavares at 7 p.m. on May the 3rd.
And teams today play at 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. So that is today. Not tomorrow, not yesterday. So make sure you tune that in and catch an awesome game and a nice showdown.
Yes, sir. We drop down to District 8, hosted at Bishop Moore. Some of the smaller schools, but still great talent. Teams like Lake Highland Prep, Bishop Moore, Jones. I expect Lake Highland Prep to, win this tournament. Maybe Bishop Moore. Those are the two teams I have that should be in the championship game, which will be May 3rd at 7 p.m. I think that should be a really exciting game and a game that I hope to, hopefully go see if we can.
Honestly, I think Bishop Moore might, just win the whole district, but not only that, might even make it to the state championship.
I can see that.
That is my perspective. Because you're talking about a team that, knows how to win. It started rough at the beginning of the year, but during our rankings and throughout our rankings in our live shows, this was a team that started in the 20th and moved up on our last ranking to be number 2, number 3.
Thanks.
So, again, this team, expect the unexpected.
Upset alert.
Yeah, it is an upset alert. So,
yes.
Whoever's playing Bishop Moore, you already, I feel like, took an L because you won. I mean, Bishop Moore, I feel like, is going to get the W and
I got
make it into the regional.
In the championship on the upset.
All right.
Let's go to Class 4A. Jump down a little bit to, again, another smaller schools, but still immense talent. Games will be hosted at Trinity Prep. Windermere Prep took on Trinity Catholic yesterday. They will be taking them on today. Also, Trinity Prep will take on the First Academy today at 7 p.m. And Thursday, May the 3rd at 7 p.m. will be the championship game. Of course,
between the 4 games that play now.
Yes.
The 2 winners are going to be taking each other on May 3rd. And, again, good championship. Trinity Prep, a lot of talent as well. If you tuned into our live show when we did the MLB prospects, Trinity Prep has a nice guy, a nice pitcher from that school. And, that former team is going to be having a good look at him because they want the W and they're going to put their best man out there to get it.
We drop down to District 4. Games will be hosted at Berkeley Prep. Again, another district where it's a lot of rivalries right off the beginning in the first game. We have
off the bat if you want to continue with baseball.
I wasn't going to be that corny. We've got Tampa Catholic versus Tampa Prep. Again, huge rivals going at each other again, so that should be a very emotional and intense matchup.
I feel like the one that's at 7, which is Brook de Bartolo against Clearwater.
Yeah.
I think that was going to be really good.
That'll be a very good game. Championship game for this district will be May 4th at 7 p.m. again at Berkeley Prep. And our last classification we talk about is Class 3A, games at Lake Mary Prep. We had another blowout game, they won by 10, 12-2. Cornerstone Charter Academy beat Faith Christian in a landslide.
It was nice. I like when you see a lot of pitching matchups, but again, it's also really fun when you see a lot of offense from both sides of the team. Even though Faith Christian, only scored 2 runs, they had a lot of hard hit balls around the field. But Charter Academy just went in and took off completely and took the W home and made it even further. So,
and there'll be games. The 3, 4, 5, and 6 seed will play today. We've got Foundation Academy versus Legacy Charter at 4. Cornerstone Charter versus Lake Mary Prep. The 1 and 2 seeds got byes. Just show their dominance. Give them a little bit of respect. So we'll have the winner of our first game will take on Orangewood Christian at 4 p.m. on May 2nd. And the winner of the second game will take on the Masters Academy, our number 1 seed, come May 2nd as well.
I think Orange was going to upset Masters Academy, honestly.
I can see that. I definitely can. One of these games I feel will have an upset, so stay tuned for any twists and turns in this district with the championship game coming May 4th at 7 p.m.
Of course.
Just a quick word from our sponsor, again, from Garden and Grocery. If you're in the area of Disney World at all, please go to www.gardengrocery.com and place an order. Hope you enjoy this video. Welcome back. Before we close out the show, we wanted to talk about the NFL draft. It happened a couple days ago, but it's always, we want to talk about a lot of amateur sports.
It was electric, man.
Yeah, when something this big happens, we definitely need to talk about it.
I agree.
Let's start off with the number one pick, the biggest surprise, in my opinion, in the past couple years. I thought any of the other three quarterbacks would go before him. This is the Heisman Trophy winner. He took his team to the Rose Bowl against Georgia, where they had one of the best, in my opinion, Rose Bowl games I've ever seen and maybe ever.
I don't know. I mean, the Browns are pretty notorious in taking Heisman kids, especially quarterbacks, going back to the Manziel scenario they had a couple years back.
Yeah.
I just hope that this time he's not a letdown like Manziel was.
I think he's a better quarterback than Johnny Manziel. Definitely seems like he has a better head on his shoulders.
Even better work ethic.
Yes. And
100%.
I mean, I've been following Manziel on the social media and what he's been doing, and it really seems that, he messed up. He knows that, and it seems like he's taking huge steps to course correct his life.
I don't think he's coming back.
I don't think he'll make it back to the NFL, but this kid, Baker
Canada.
Mayfield, they're betting on him being Drew Brees at his best with the number one pick.
I agree 100%.
And I don't see it. The number two pick, this was probably a given. This kid was the best prospect on the board. He could have went number one. They didn't feel like it was a good fit for him.
They could have taken this kid out of high school, pretty much.
Saquon Barkley going, from Penn State, the running back is 5'11", 230 pounds, runs a 4.40, puts up 25 on a 225 bench press.
I just imagine, I'm a big Odell Beckham fan, and
those two together.
Imagine these two guys playing together. Odell already a highlight reel show. This guy's gonna be, his sequel.
Eli's job that much easier.
Oh yes.
Odell on one side. I'm pretty sure they just signed another elite wide receiver, and I'll get that information for you for tomorrow's show. But give them a running back in the backfield who can be a difference maker and a real playmaker.
It's game over. Eli's gonna have that pressure off his shoulders, and he's gonna have more confidence throwing that ball around. Not only that, I feel like there's a lot of resentment towards Eli because of his brother Peyton.
I think so.
So,
But he's got him 2 championships. They love him there.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
We go down to the 3 quarterbacks I thought should be drafted before Baker Mayfield. With the number 3 pick, the New York Jets got Sam Darnold from USC. Number 7 pick, Buffalo Bills got Josh Allen from Wyoming. And with the number 10 pick, Arizona Cardinals took Josh Rosen from UCLA. Now, I was a Rosen fan.
I like Rosen.
I thought Rosen should have been the number 1 pick. I think he has the most arm talent. I think he's, mentally ready to play the position of quarterback in the NFL.
I think he went
for Cleveland.
I think he should have been top 5.
I think so, but he
was
fell to a great team with, Larry Fitzgerald's over there, so that should make his job a lot easier. Josh Allen went to the Buffalo Bills, who I've got a strong connection with. They need a franchise quarterback.
They do.
They had Tyrod Taylor. I thought he was that guy. I was a huge Tyrod fan.
Really?
Spending 2 years at Virginia Tech.
Oh, that's
I gotta be a Tyrod guy.
You gotta root for your people.
But I feel like Josh Allen, even though he's never completed over 50% of his passes, even from high school to college, he's built like an NFL quarterback. He's a big guy with a strong arm. Maybe with the proper coaching.
Yeah, I think so.
And Sam Darnold, I'm not a huge fan, wasn't a huge fan of his mechanics, but he has a good spot. He can take this franchise, he can be a franchise guy, and with that 3rd pick, hopefully take them to...
And the Jets need a quarterback. They need help really bad. Like you said earlier, they do need a franchise quarterback. They need that guy to come in and out and, show them the start of a winning culture.
And we drop down to our last three teams, which are, our Florida teams. Miami Dolphins getting Micah Fitzpatrick with the 11th pick. Tampa Bay Buccaneers getting Vita Vea with the 12th pick. And Jacksonville Jaguars getting Taven Bryan with the 29th pick.
And I feel that's all the Jaguars needed.
Yeah.
They got so close last season. I was rooting for them so much.
They just need a little bit to get to that next level.
And this little bit is all they need. So I really hope that he comes through for that team because they're really hoping.
Yeah, the one I'm excited for, that 12th pick, Vita Vea, a giant defensive tackle. He's got to be closing in on 400 pounds, 350, 375. He is, for Tampa, could be the Warren Sapp, what he used to be.
Ooh,
and it might not be the best fit for Tampa. I haven't looked too much into their scheme and the way they want to play.
That's high praise, man.
Even if marketing-wise, the fans see him as another Warren Sapp, that big, happy, and in no disrespectful way, that aggressive defensive lineman, nose tackle that can, displace people. He'll have a absolutely fantastic career in Tampa and get
I can't disagree with you.
Love.
I mean, not only that, making Winston's job way easier.
Way easier. If he can attack them on that defensive end and get Winston the ball back,
it's game. It's a
nice
game.
The limit for him.
That's true.
We thank you for tuning in. Any student athlete that would like to be featured on our page, send us any highlights, any videos to videos@myGSPN.com.
And again, this show today was brought to you by GardenGrocer.com. Now, if you're traveling from anywhere in the world or here in the United States, coming to Florida, make sure you go to www.gardengrocer.com and order anything you want to eat while you're on vacation, including snacks, drinks, and even that nice make-home dinner you want to do for you and your family. Now, doing so, you'll be saving money, eating what you want while on vacation.
Saving time.
And saving time. So, again, thanks GardenGrocer.com for, sponsoring us for this show. And, again, thanks for tuning in.
Yes. And for any student athlete, we encourage you to go to www.myGSPN.com, sign up for a player profile page, and follow us on all our social media so we can get interacting with you guys, and hopefully we see you back here tomorrow. Thank you.